Hello and welcome to Emily's Outlet. And today we're going to talk about, well, let me ask you something. You look at me right now and what do you actually know? You don't know my background. You don't know where I came from. You don't know what I survived and what I have built or what I had to unlearn just to sit here and talk to you like this. And here's the thing about people. Some of them talk to you and they still don't want to know you. But then there's a certain kind of conversation. You start talking about certain subjects, real ones, and suddenly people get curious. They start wondering, wait, how do you know that? And I'm like, sit down, get comfortable. This is not a 2 minute answer. So let me tell you a little bit about where I'm coming from. I'm Bronx born and raised, and I'm in my late 40s now, and I live, even though the Bronx is my home base, my life has taken me through a few different worlds. I got married young, 18 years old, had my first child around the same time. I became a military wife, and that took me to North Carolina, a whole different world from the Bronx. I lived there uh, for a while, had to build my own foundation, had to learn how to talk to people in that lifestyle because that North Carolina is totally different from New York or the Bronx. And I had to get to know the place from scratch. North Carolina is big on churches. So I got involved, I got rooted, I lived that whole chapter. And before all of that, even when I was younger, I spent time in the Dominican Republic. Got some of my schooling there, fourth grade, seventh grade. I dabbled. I didn't stay the whole way through, but I was there living it. My education is basically a passport with stamps in it. Well, over there anyway. Now, why am I telling you all this? Because nobody, I mean, nobody can look at you and know what you carry. Nobody can look at you and know what you have to offer. You don't know what somebody's been through just because they're sitting in front of you. Everything I just told you, that's not a backstory. That's not poor old me. That's a stack. Everything we learned, everything we lived through, it stacks, it builds. It's not something to regret. It's what made you who you are right now in this moment. Nothing you have done in your life is something you should regret because all of it made up what you are right now. Even the hard stuff, even the things that hurt at the time, all of that was growth. It made me stronger. It showed me where I stand, and it taught me something that changed everything for me. And of course, you think people, it's personal. Everybody got their own mindset on how life's supposed to go. We're all just colliding into each other's and figuring it out in real time, like a bunch of bumper cars with feelings. Here's what I refuse to do. I refuse to let my past predict what I do next. That's the gift I give myself. My experiences are not life sentences. They're not a cage. They are the result of the choices I made at the time with what I knew then. Different choices would have meant different experiences. That's it. That's the whole equation. So I need you to hear this. The choices you're making right now are the right choices because everything has a positive underneath it. Even the things that make you uncomfortable, especially the things that make you uncomfortable. Uncomfortable equals growth because if you don't get comfortable, you don't move. You just stay. You stay comfortable. Sure, but comfortable and stuck look the same from the outside. Comfortable, just stuck with better pajamas, and life is going to bring you something that makes you move, whether you like it or not. That's not punishment. That's the design. If the world is in orbit, constantly moving, we can't stay still either. This life isn't just get a job, pay the bills, repeat. Yeah, that's part of it. We got to eat, we got to live, but underneath all of that, we are here to experience. And when you finally get somewhere you want to be, enjoy it, sit in it for a minute, but don't confuse it with a rival with the finish line. We keep moving. So I want to hear from you, not from the crowd, from you right now. What excuses have you been sitting with? What's the story you keep telling yourself about why you can't move yet? Because I already know you got one. We all do. And I'm not here to shame you for it. I'm here to help you see it for what it is, a story, not a fact. Some of you have excuses so polished you should come with a Grammy speech. All right. So how do we actually do this? Not in theory, but day to day. How do we plan ahead instead of just reacting to whatever life throws us? How do we manage our thoughts on a daily basis instead of letting them manage us? How do we make this a lifestyle instead of a one-time realization we forget by Thursday? It starts in the morning, before the phone, before the noise gets in your head. You remind yourself, I am in control. No one makes my choices for me. Not my mother, not my ex, not the comment section, not the coworker with the opinion nobody asked for. You are the one making the choice every single time. Your ex don't even know your Wi-Fi password anymore. Why is he still running your morning thoughts? And when the comments come, because they will, you don't absorb them. You correct them on the spot, in your own head. If you had to, you take whatever they throw at you and you flip it into something that actually helps you feel good about who you are. Now, this isn't some brand new idea I made up in the shower. Philosophers have been talking about this for centuries. Controlling the mind, owning your thoughts, that's ancient work. What's new is that most of us stop practicing it. It's time to wake up. Stop daydreaming your way through your own life. Stop letting your thoughts run wild in the background while you go on autopilot. Start actually paying attention to what you're thinking, because whatever you're not watching is running the show. None of this works out of willpower alone. You need the knowledge, the actual tool to know how to move forward, understanding the stack, getting comfortable with discomfort, owning your choices. That's the mindset. But mindset without tools is just a nice feeling. So I want to go in with Alan Watts' statement. He says it very plain. You are not a passenger in this life. You are the current itself. You are not something separate watching life happen to you. You are the movement. Once that clicks, I don't have a choice stops being true. You always had the choice. You just weren't watching. And then another philosopher, Jung, hands you the other half, the shadow work. The stuff you don't want to look at, the part of yourself you rather keep it in the dark. That's exactly where the power is hiding. You can't unarm what you refuse to face. The morning routine only works if you're honest about what you're actually carrying. So Alan Watts gives you the mindset shift and Jung gives you the depth. But put them together and you got both the wake-up call and the map, which, let's be honest, is more than my GPS gave me getting to North Carolina the first time. You don't need permission to start. You need honesty. You need resistance to the old story, and you need elevation, the willingness to actually rise past it. You're not a box. You're not a label. You're not the worst thing that happened to you. And you're not even the best thing that happened to you. You're not a clearance rack. Stop letting people mark you down. You are the stack, all of it. And you get to decide what you build next. And this is Emily's Outlet.